What we do here is go back.
So just down here at the beach today, and I just wanted to take a second in this vlog to talk about most triathletes and runners are very type A personalities, and we're perfectionists. So when it comes to training, especially easy training, which should be the bulk of any training program, whether you're a coached or an uncoached athlete, I think we tend to get caught up in, if we're not running a certain speed, we're not going to get better. So over the years, I've trained with dozens and dozens of people who always go way too hard in their easy workouts. I've gone for long runs with people who are, trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon or, break 3 hours, and their long run pace is way faster than what my long run pace is. And not to brag, but if it came down to race day, I would be beating them by 20 to 30 minutes. They just need to put the brakes on a little bit and trust the process, trust the training, and know that if they do actually run slower than their race pace, they can still improve. Right, it reminds me of a good story I can use. So for those of you who don't know this person, Peter Reid is one of the greatest triathletes in Canadian history. He won the Kona Ironman World Championships 3 times, and I don't know how many other Ironman events he won, but a lot. And when he was getting started, he searched out this coach with the name of Rock Fry, and he basically said, Rock, I want to be a world champion, will you coach me? And Rock had one stipulation for him when they got started, and it was, you have to follow what I say and you have to stick to the training zones. So Peter Reid goes out for his first run and gets partway up one of the hills in his run, and he looks at his heart rate monitor and he's like, oh shoot, like I'm already getting past the perceived zone I'm supposed to get into. So to get to the top of the hill and stay in his zone, he actually had to walk. So at the end of his workout, he called up Rock Fry and he's like, Rock, like, how is this going to work? I had to walk to get up this hill to stay in my zone. And Rock said, perfect, like, you have what it takes. And that just kind of goes to show you, like, you have to follow the process. Peter Reid could have just went out every single run and ran, 6 minute per mile pace, but he wouldn't have become a world champion. He knew in his head he had what it took to be a world champion, and at the end of the day, he walked to get up this hill. On the flip side of the coin, you can't just go easy all the time and expect to get faster. I think the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I see that all the time in running and triathlon. People are just so stuck in their ways and they're not willing to change and go outside of their comfort zone to get faster. For example, I know many people who just hop in the pool and they just swim for 45 minutes to an hour straight. That's fine if that's what you want to do, but if you're training to get faster, then you have to do different things. You can't just hop in the pool and swim for 1 hour, averaging, 130s per 100 and expect to go from the pool to the race and, swim 120s. It's not going to happen. You have to do 50s, 100s, 200s. You have to do intervals to get faster, hundreds all out with long rest intervals, 200s at a slower pace, but with a shorter rest interval. This is the sort of thing that makes you faster and really develop as an athlete. And another little tip I can leave you with is for your hard workouts, make sure the intervals are short. They don't always have to be short, but if you're going above your race pace, keep them short. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of athletes don't do. So if you look at all the top athletes, top cyclists, for instance, top cyclists in Ironman, so you're talking people who are on the bike between 4 to 4.5 hours. They do intervals on the bike where they're going 30 seconds to 90 seconds. If they're doing that and they're at that speed, think of how much that can benefit you at your speed. So my biggest advice would probably be to, first of all, set your ego aside. If you can't train with others without setting it aside, then maybe try training on your own at least a couple times a week. I know it's hard when others are around, you get those competitive juices flowing, but I mean, if you have an easy workout to do, then maybe do it by yourself. I know I train alone a lot of the time for that reason. I just get too competitive, paces get a little bit too fast, and I know I'm giving my body the wrong training stimulus for that workout from what I actually need to get better and develop. And my other piece of advice would be to widen your paces. So your warm-ups should probably be easier than what they are if you're even doing a warm-up. And your easy workout should be easy. If you don't know what kind of zone or paces that should be, then get a coach. I am coaching, by the way. And then when it comes time to go hard, make sure you're going hard. If you have very specific goals in mind for your race pace, you should probably be doing some workouts that are a little bit above your race goals, or else your race efforts on race day are going to feel much too hard.